Welcome back to Adri's Homestead Life. It is 28th of August and we are going to do the August garden tour. Come in. I can hear our turkey. Probably is out somewhere. Let's go this way. On this wall we have all along sweet peas. They smell gorgeous. As you can see now, they've gone to seed. And when the seed pod turns brown, we can harvest the seed for next year's sowing. So we've got lots to harvest. These big, huge plants are the Jerusalem artichoke. They, autumn time, they flower. They're in a sunflower family. They've got this small sunflower kind of flower on the top. And the tubers are edible. Okay, in this jungly bit, we've got lots of things happening. The mistake I have made, I have put few. We can walk in and out quickly so I can show you. Doesn't matter where we stand. Doesn't matter because it's just. As you come in, we've got the oca. No, same than in a polytunnel. They've got these. You can have different colored tubers, some orange, some pink, and they are edible. They are really delicious roasted. Along here we've got the calendula and all different varieties of dahlia. We have borage, lemon balm, thistle, gladioli, so much. And it is a jungle and needs attention, really needs cleaning, but for now I'm just leaving this for the bees. The reason some of the flowers are all over the place because of summer. All summer this year has been cool, windy and rainy, so we had some bad wind, but buttered the garden a bit. Yeah, the mistake I've made in here, I've planted these few winter squash in here. I think I've planted 3. I think it's only this one is taking off, but because it's end of August now, I'm not sure if it's gonna end up with giving us produce, but yeah, that's something I've learned. This volunteer tomatillo, however, would look really pretty. We just need to stand it upright somehow. But yeah, I've been neglected my garden a bit. Look at this. Look at this gladioli. How gorgeous that looks. I absolutely love gladiolis. And this one got this magenta color. Look how pretty this is as well. It's gorgeous. So I really enjoy taking cut flower to our kitchen, on a kitchen table as a decoration weekly. I really enjoy doing that. So I usually have all sorts in there. Dahlia, you know, gladioli, zinnia, cosmos, and whatever it's in flower, sunflower. Okay, if we go back from the jungle, we can then start straight on where these tunnels are. I need to take this tunnel off as well. It fascinates me how the garden grow a garden. You know, I've cleared this not long ago and I've planted these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red cabbages and few cauliflower and other cabbages on the other side. So we've got 2 rows of brassicas. And in between, it grew so much, so I can see ground cherry growing, calendula, tomato, so much more in there. Well, I am impressed with this year's sunflower. Look at this, gosh, that is just, I don't know what to do with it, so I just leave it. I didn't know that's gonna grow this big. So Yeah, it's like a tree. I really like this salmon colored flower nasturtium, so pretty. Lupin, first time growing lupin. I'm not sure if that's got a flower this year. We'll have to wait and see. Borage, the borage, it's bees one of our most favorite flower, the borage and the mullein. I've harvested the onions. So we had onions in here. We harvested the onions, I think, July, and I replaced the onion with these brassicas. That will give us a harvest in autumn. So I've got a kind of free bed in here now. I can top up with a homemade compost and plant some autumn fall crop out. If we just quickly go here, I can show you probably better from this side. That's the one cucumber plant. The gherkins. The gherkins are not doing well for me. So I might come out later. I haven't even harvested gherkins yet. It's very slow. I think because of our cool weather. Look up in August and I have to have this on. It's really chilly. And the cucumbers and gherkins, I do love the heat. So I have got these few gherkins now. I would probably able to do maybe a few jar of pickled gherkins, or I can do fermented. But yeah, it's not many at all, and it's stunned. That should be up high up there now, and it's just stayed there. And another thing now what is actually gone, these yard-long beans. I was really excited about this year because they grow really long, but that didn't do well. Probably heat thing again. However, if you go inside, I'm not sure the varieties because I've been sowing the beans quite a few times this year because of the mice and slug damage in early spring. But I think this is butter beans. Butter beans or runner beans. They are doing amazing. And my pole beans, they've never done this good before. The purple and the yellow, look how amazing it is. Slightly gone over. I probably would get away to pick them now, but I think I'm gonna leave it now and we're gonna harvest the beans inside and we make baked beans with it. Or we just dry it out and leave it in jars for winter use. I've got some oca growing here as well and some beetroot, but I have not harvested yet. And they are now ready to harvest. Look, they are definitely ready to harvest now. Okay, you come along here, my pup is calling us, want some cabbage? Look at this courgette. I've not planted this courgette in, that's a volunteer and I'm very happy. That's actually now very close to marrow. It's gone really big. I have to harvest that really soon. Okay, we probably gonna go back now because we can't go through this jungle. Or we can, but the mulleins are full of bees and yeah, just don't want to disturb them. So we've got these two log raised bed. What we had our compost bin in here, remember? And this year I've decided to give it a go and use it to grow our winter squash. In this bed we've got one of my favorite, the Crown Prince, what makes the most amazing pumpkin pie and pumpkin soup. But look, it's absolutely amazing. That Crown Prince is gorgeous. And what we've got another 3 or 4 growing just on the other side of the fence. So vined out there and grew quite a few on the other side. I'm hoping that rabbit and some rodents not gonna find it and eat it before we do. I'm absolutely in love with the zinnia. All these flowers are zinnia. And we've got some sunflowers growing as well. And some volunteer tomatoes, but I can see blight on it already. Okay, just quickly behind you there is another raised bed. And that's got some more squash. Here where I had the best potato harvest. Look how tiny this area is. I don't know, a meter and a half by 2.5 meter maybe. It's a tiny area, and we had about, is it 24 or 26 kilogram of potato of Cara main crop. Unbelievable. And then also we've got another 4 potato rows I need to harvest main crops. So yeah, I need to harvest this. But at the moment I just don't want to lose these sunflowers, so I'm putting them on hold, or I might just gonna have to try and dig around it and come back later on the year to dig up with the sunflowers. Oh wow, I've not seen this flower before. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Looks like some kind of dahlia. Look all that borage as well. That's supposed to be celery in that bed, but got been overtook by the borage. Mullen. Sorry, son. Lucy there. Tansy as well. I give you some cabbage. You've already had this morning. Let's have a look. The brassica cage. The brassica cage needs an attention. We have harvested a few kohlrabi, broccoli and cabbage in here, but I really need to come out now and harvest what we can and put the fall crop in. Give it a good weed, fresh compost and a fall crop. But if you come over here, there are some good cabbages what's ready to harvest. Actually, I'm gonna give some leaves to the goat to munch on. Oh, I love that nasturtium. Some of the broccoli now gone to flower, so that needs to go to the goats and chickens. Some of them we can still harvest. And we've got cauliflower growing here within the nasturtium. That's a beautiful picture. And with some mint in flower and some sweet peas. Lucy Pear is with us, doing it all. Right, along here it's my herb garden. Oh, it's looking beautiful. Beautiful, yeah. I'm absolutely in love with that yellow dahlia and echinacea. And my favorite new flower of this year I've grown is definitely cosmos. All along in here it's cosmos. Come on, big boys in. It's a beautiful toffee. Lucy Bear is jealous. Okay, I'll leave it to you here, sweetie. Enjoy. I am quite excited about this sweet one, even though it's tiny plants. I'm 5'2", and so these are just about 5 foot. But the corn on the cob on them are huge, look. So I think that we've got quite a few in here ready to harvest. And we've got this winter squash in here, look. So I'm excited about that. Another mistake I have made, I've put a couple of winter squash in my herb garden when this wasn't this overgrown earlier in May. And that's obviously didn't happen this year, unfortunately. But this cosmos, absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love with cosmos. Calendula, look at this beautiful, vibrant color. And if you look far back there, that's like my medicinal little raised bed with echinacea and calendula as well over there. Okay, if you look back here, I think it's an amazing sight. Look at the size of that sunflower. I have to go and stand next to it. If you stay here, so you can get a picture. I'm 5'2". How big this sunflower is. I didn't know. When I've decided to put this sunflower with the sweet corn, I had no idea this is gonna grow that high. In this bed we've got a row of kohlrabi and a row of red cabbages. In between, actually we've got 2 rows of kohlrabi. One thing I would like to say while we're here, if you come closer and have a look how nice and healthy this kohlrabi is, and if you look over there, it's full of pests and disease. You can, rinse it off with hose pipe, remove it. What I've decided to do, from my experience, if it's only that 1 or 2 out of the whole crop, just leave it, because they chosen that plant to feed on, and if they leave the rest alone, I think I'm happy with that. I can sacrifice. Next to us, we've got my lovely sorrel. We've got some catnip. I think we're going to have an amazing harvest of parsnip. We've got white gem and Countess F1 and 2 rows of Nantes 5 carrots. And the beautiful nasturtium, again the mullein. If you come along in here, we can go through and show you my bean arch. I think I have the prettiest bean arch out of all the years I'm gardening and growing beans over this arch. This arch was a brilliant idea. The cameraman built this for me, thank you. And I love growing beans on this. So we've got all sorts, but look how amazing, picturesque. You can have a little table and chair in here and have a coffee, So we've got the borlotti. Borlottis are such a pretty beans. So I'm growing these beans as dried beans, so leave the pod until it goes papery, dry, and then we harvest the beans inside. Then we've got runner beans, a couple of different varieties, and then we've got the purple beans again, slightly gone over, but I don't mind. I've canned enough. It's Lucy Bear now is winding Toffee up. I've canned enough, so I think I really would like to have a go to do baked beans this year from the inside beans. And then on both sides is the same. We've got, the mixture of, look how pretty these borlotti beans are. So we've got the borlotti, we've got the mixture of all the runner beans. This looks like butter beans. Absolutely love butter beans. Got this huge white beans inside, and it's creamy. I love it. So yeah, looking good. The peas now gone over. I'm just leaving it here because it gives some good nutrition to the soil through the roots. But the upcoming months, I probably will be removing some and put some new peas in here for fall. Okay, I don't think so we can go through this jungle, so we have to go back, I think. And if we just go straight on, and we turn right, you can carry on that way. Oh, one more thing I would like to show you here. These are the coriander. So these seeds now ready to harvest, and we can either use it as a whole coriander or we can powder it like coriander powder. So that started its life as cilantro and turned to coriander. I've done an experiment in this bed. Late in summer, I've sown a row of parsnip, and it's coming up. It's patchy, but something is happening. So I'm curious how this is gonna turn out. And I've also got a carrot there. Can you see? That's nicely up on the end. And oh, this is got 2 rows of leek. This will give us a lovely harvest in the winter. And actually we've got some, that can come out now. Got some radishes growing here. radishes. Oh, I'm absolutely chuffed with the snapdragon because the cold winter we had last year, it killed all my snapdragon. It usually comes back. I must have just, spread some seeds around, and I've got this beautiful snapdragon flower popping up here and there. I've got a few aubergine plants, tomatillo, tomatoes growing. Yeah, I need a little bit of a weeding, I think, here. Again, cosmos and some beautiful marigolds. Just quickly put this, give this, Toffee loves radish. You a radish? Loves radish. Okay, we're nearly done. I am very happy with the progress. As I watched my August garden tour from last year back, and was mentioning in that video how dry that summer was last year. 3 months we hardly had any rain. Well, this summer was wet. We've got 2 rows of beetroot, absolutely ginormous. They're definitely ready to harvest. And we've got quite a few rows of celeriac in here. Celeriac loves water. So this, I think we're gonna have a decent celeriac year. Okay. I put these tubers down not long ago, a couple of months ago, of this gladioli, what I've bought, like white with some magenta inside. And now it's started to get into flower. It's yellow, but I'm happy with that as long as it's flowering. Cornflower, I loved having cornflower this year, and again I've put these cosmos all over in a garden. If you look back on that bean arch, I just love it. So we are back now where we started. Just to show you this courgette. Wow, look. So I've got quite a big harvest to do now, and I've got three big in here as well. I've just seen the sign of the powdery mildew now on the leaves, but that's normal. Well, this week it's September, so that's kind of expected. So this was my August garden tour. I'll just quickly show you the raised beds and the fruit cage, and I think that's it. Look at this apple. The apple. These 2 are eating apples. They are gorgeous. I cannot wait to make apple pie filling, apple pie, apple juice, and fresh eating. The fruit cage, it's an absolute jungle, so we cannot even go in. However, there are so much raspberries there. I've seen the other day what I could have harvested. We've got the yellow and the red raspberries, so I might have to try to get in there. And what else I noticed, again, we've got goji berries ready, but just be very careful. These ones hasn't got thorns, but in here this side has got thorns. But if you just come next to me, sorry. So can you see the goji berries? Goji berries are now. It's loaded, and up there we've got raspberries just poking through the fence, and quite a few just through the fence level. So yeah, it's just a bit overgrown. Okay, it's Sunday out. So I've just mentioned this bed. It's like my medicinal bed. All these flowers growing here have got medicinal properties. The echinacea, the calendula. I've got some mullein. I've got marshmallow in here. Salvia, just to mention a few. Behind you, it's my new strawberry bed. Well, didn't have much strawberry this year, but I've only planted it last year, so probably still settling in. It's really nicely filled, the bed. I've only put a few. And we've got the blueberries. I cannot grow blueberries really well. I know blueberries really like acidic soil, so maybe that's the problem. And this is my main strawberry bed, what I'm having in here now for 5-6 years, and it's so overgrown, so I'm keep taking things out in here and spread it somewhere else. But this bed still produced an amazing harvest. Look at these two. It's usually Lucy Bear who's playing with him. I'm coming. Look at that. Oh, it was just a beautiful butterfly just flew off from here. So this is my, can you hear me? Asparagus bed. Lucy, that's enough. No, no, naughty. Not listening. You good girl. You good girl. So that's how the coriander. Right, I think we're gonna finish here now because you're not gonna hear me. Come here. Oh. So this is the coriander. If you come closer, started as cilantro, and then when it grows to coriander, when it goes to seed, it has these beautiful yellow flowers, and these flower heads turn into the coriander little bulbs. Can you see this little cluster of coriander? And then what I've showed you earlier, when it turns brown, that's when ready to harvest. But this is my asparagus bed, and we had the lovely asparagus harvest this spring. Oh, we've got some raspberries in here. Let's try. One for me, one for the cameraman. That is lovely. And this is the horseradish bed, and I've got rhubarb in the middle. I need to remember this autumn to remove this rhubarb somewhere else. So I think that's it. I think we've done everything. I still have to do the bee inspection. My bees are doing well, I think. And we had an amazing plum harvest. I've been busy doing the plum and harvesting. So I hope you enjoyed the August garden tour. I'm so sorry about these dogs. See you soon. Bye, friends.